Okay. I am recording this time. The audio is recording this time. Success. Hello, FBDL Roundtable number 3. We're here with our two audience members, Kel and Faith.
Faith in Yahoo.
Faith and Yahoo. We're going to be talking about what we thought about Season 1, more so geared towards the playoffs this time, because we did regular season at the last roundtable. But if there's anything else we would like to bring up, we'll bring that up here. And we're going to be talking about what we would like to change for Season 2, and any new things we do have planned, which I don't think we have anything set in stone yet. But I might repeat some things that we had set in stone for Season 1 if we had more teams. So first of all, playoffs for Season 1. I think the format overall was pretty successful. I mean, you could tell out of the 3 series, they went 7 games, 6 games, and the goal of the format is to make them go the distance and to make it so that low points and high points both have chances to win games, and to where going low point, high point, or just going full midpoint are both viable strategies. In that it's not like unreasonable. How am I trying to word this? Basically, the point I'm trying to say is where the format lines up high point rosters against higher point rosters and low point rosters against low point rosters makes it so that every game is winnable for either side. There isn't gigantic point disparities even if you're doing low high. There's still a chance to win for the low points, making every game fun, I guess. That's the best way to put it. Every game is fun, every game is winnable, and every series kind of goes the distance, which is the goal of the format. I think that overall was a success. The only real piece of feedback that I had brought up for the format was actually going even harder into that, which is making games 5 and 6 like games 3 and 4, to where it is still higher against higher, lower against lower, which I'm not against. We'll have to talk it over with the rest of the staff team, or if anyone else has thoughts, whether Kel or Faith has thoughts, or anyone in the forum chat watching this VOD later, let us know. I think it's probably a good idea to also make 5 and 6 like 3 and 4, where it's high, low against low. The only thing with that is there are probably more restrictions for Game 7 in that case. Probably something to do with tier diversity. Because otherwise it would just be 3 low, 3 high, and then a high point Game 7, which means teams that index into high points have a pretty big advantage. Because if games go as they should, then the team with the stronger high point will just win 4-3. So I think doing that, but having tier restrictions in Game 7 is a potential avenue we could look towards. Tier restriction meaning that could be anywhere from just diversity clause that is in regular season, like the incentive points, to where you have to have 1 of each tier, or even something more strict, to where it's like 1 tier 1, 2 tier 2s, and 2 tier 3s, or something along that. That is something we'll be looking into going into Season 2. And if anyone has any feedback, comments, suggestions, etc. on that, feel free to let us know in the ticket, in suggestions channel, this forum, in my DMs. I don't really care. Just let me know, and we'll discuss it. Main other problem, I guess the first one wasn't really a problem, but the main problem as a whole that we saw during playoffs, I think, was subs. And I think this was also somewhat of a problem during regular season. We had more drops than we expected, and I don't think it was anyone's fault, per se. I don't think it was the fault of the players, the captains, the people who dropped, us. I think most players seemed to drop for valid IRL reasons, just unfortunate circumstances. But I do think because we weren't expecting as many drops, so we weren't prepared for it. We didn't have as many guidelines and rules set in place to account for drops in various different situations. However, the good thing about having all of these happen in our first season is now we know that a lot of these situations exist and we can account for them. So any situation in which drops could happen and have happened, or subs did happen or were needed, we will look to account for those in Season 2's rulebook. Stuff like, I know a lot of people thought the rule where if you have a sub for at all during playoffs, they have to play the whole series. A lot of people thought that rule wasn't great. I'm also inclined to agree. I think likely will allow single game or single day subs going forward in playoffs, although there will be more restrictions around those subs to make sure people can't abuse that rule. Probably something in line with the current rule for the final week of regular season, which is like subs are allowed, but they must be clear downgrades based on staff discretion to be allowed, so that people can't abuse that rule and sub in equal or marginally better players. And kind of in that same vein, there were a lot of subs this season that were probably upgrades and probably shouldn't have been allowed, and that is on us. I don't think it too heavily impacted the results of the season. I mean, the team that won didn't have any subs, so. But we will be more careful in vetting subs going forward and more strict with that. Did you have anything else on either of those two things, Josh?
No, I mean, not really much to add on to those last couple things. I mean, the sub thing was definitely a problem, but I mean, yeah, what can you do? You just live and learn.
Yeah. I'm hoping that, I mean, I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that we did allow in a lot of players that we knew were probably going to be iffy or were just unknowns, which is fine. I don't want to not let in unknowns. A lot of the people that we didn't know that came in the season turned out to be great people and great to have in the community. But I'm hoping that next season it is looking like we're going to have more signups, which leaves us, I mean, it leaves us with two things. One, it leaves us with potentially more teams. But two, which I'd argue is more important, it allows us more leeway for vetting players and denying entries we think shouldn't be allowed. So that will be something that we'll be able to look more into doing for Season 2 signups. Obviously, I'd love to have more teams, but I'd also prioritize having the teams that we do have being quality teams and having quality players on them. So, yeah, hopefully more signups we can get, the better, because we can do both of those things. I'm hoping we can get at least 8 teams. I'm estimating we'll have 8 to 10 teams for Season 2, but I also can't predict the future, so we'll see how signups go. And I guess on the note of signups, I mean, I'll go ahead and say it, they're probably going to be, I've already said to some people, so signups for Season 2 will probably drop in about 2 weeks from today. Roughly 2 weeks from today. Probably a couple days more than that, maybe 2 weeks on the dot, I don't know. There isn't a set day in stone yet, but that is likely when signups will drop. And this is even a rougher guess. Season 2 start will probably be mid to late April. Definitely can't get an exact date on that yet. Depends on the rate of signups and the rate of stuff. That would be great, yeah. Depends on the rate of signups and how fast we're able to get everything ready for it. But that is what we're aiming for. Is signups in 2 weeks and league start mid-April. Did I have anything else? I mean, they're always taking more suggestions for the website. I already have a ton of things on my list from just things I've heard throughout the season, things I came up with myself, things other people came up with, and things from the last roundtable. Ton of things, ton of improvements planned for the website, ton of more features. So if you have anything else to add onto that list, let me know. I am always happy to accommodate. Trying to think if there's anything else. No, I mean, I don't.
I think we already spoke about the points in the last one.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't hurt to bring it up again, though. The incentive points for regular season. As I said in the last roundtable, for whoever was there, they were low intentionally, except for the ones that were like kind of season defining, like diversity and high point, stuff like that. Those are meant to be a little bit higher. But like bold, for example, unique champions, those were low intentionally, so we didn't mess anything up while we were testing this whole new system that I haven't seen done before. So expect next season for those to be worth a little bit more, and for maybe more, I guess, kind of for fun incentives to be added on. Obviously, we're not trying to make them completely season warping. We still want, at the end of the day, priority on win-loss and making sure there's diversity within rosters. But we want these other fun point incentives to be viable things to aim for as well. It felt like a lot of the teams this season just kind of were like, okay, we have this many unique champions. Not going to go out of our way to get more, but it's cool that we have this many, which is fine. But I think I want them to be more viable routes for people to actually aim towards getting those extra points without them being completely season warping. Like maybe influencing, okay, this team's 6th seed over this 5th, or this team's 5th seed over this 6th seed, and not vice versa. Like switching up one place here and there, not being able to aim for one of these points and jump up like 3 or 4 spots in standings. So that's kind of we're looking towards making the points. How we're looking towards making the points impact standings. Anything else, Raj? Anything else you can think of?
Anything else I can think of? Not really. I mean, I feel like most things.
Yeah, I mean, I figured this would be
covered.
a shorter one.
There's not really a whole lot. We already talked. The last one we talked about a lot of stuff with.
Yeah. I mean, I guess one other thing is if we do have more teams, we're still looking into how we're going to format the regular season to account for that. Because I know we did double round robin this time for 6 teams, but when we get more teams, that gets a bit hard. So we are taking suggestions or opinions on that. My thoughts right now is 7 or 8 teams. Double round robin is still a viable route, but once it gets more than that, I think the regular season gets too long doing double round robin, but also too short doing single round robin. So we're looking into more options to how to handle that. But that's kind of our thoughts right now on it. Our initial thoughts. We'll see how that shapes up as we get more teams, or as we get signups coming in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But any suggestions there are always appreciated as well.
Maybe he's got a good point. I mean,
Okay,
I doubt it.
well,
but it might
I'm
be a good
recording
point.
again. After where we thought was the end of the round table, Death Hashtag March just stepped up to the stage. Oh,
He
he's
just
gone.
left.
He's,
Oh, yeah, he's back.
Request to speak again, Death. And he apparently he has something valuable to say.
I can't hear anybody from. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, he's off his phone. Okay. What do you have to say, Death?
Play 5.
Whoa! How'd you know?
The mic quality,
That was off.
drastic change.
The drastic change in mic quality?
Indeed.
That does happen. Okay. So.
Oh my god.
Whoa. All right. Let me speak. The first thing I have to say is, right? I think that it would be cool if throughout the season there were more games.
Well,
What?
Okay, is that it?
That's the idea?
Wait,
Okay, yeah. Go on.
I second the notion.
the way this idea is structured is instead of BO3
Yeah.
instead
So-
of doing that.
It's not BO3s, but continue.
Well, 3 game blocks.
Uh-huh.
You make it 4 game blocks where
Death, it starts so late.
where 2 teams, it's like playoffs where 2 teams play at once. Oh.
No, okay.
Or-
to be fair, that idea is not as bad as I thought it was about to say. That's not bad. That's not that bad.
So there are more games and more people play more often.
Now, I will say, you bring up an interesting point. I don't think we would do it if we have 6 teams again. But we were talking earlier before you got here that we weren't sure yet how we were going to format it if we had, say, 9, 10 plus teams. This could be an interesting way to do that.
Counterpoint
also-
to this,
Okay.
it makes it so that if someone's got to take a weekend off,
That's true.
That'll
it
be
makes
the
it
11th
pretty
player.
rough for the team.
That'll be the 11th player.
Okay, but
God
there's...
forbid 2 people have
Yeah,
to take
yeah,
off.
it's not
No.
uncommon for 2 people to have to take off a day.
Honestly, that's your fault.
I mean, sure, it's their fault, but I also want enough signups to run a season.
Okay. That brings me to my next point.
Okay.
Next point. So, what if
Okay.
instead of Saturday and Sunday, you made it more flex scheduling and have the default day?
Ooh, I don't like
like
that. Games would not get done.
And then
That's
what you do?
I started another league, tried that, and it did not work.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think having set days works well enough to where flex scheduling isn't needed, and flex scheduling tends to result in disaster if not formatted like perfectly, especially when it's 2 days a week.
Okay. I think Ryan brings up a good point. What if we gamble?
Anyways, what's up, Dom?
Hey, I got a great idea. Hey,
It's been
Death could
recorded,
just
babe.
not play D&D on Sunday.
We can do on Saturday. Joke's on you.
To be fair, okay,
Sunday.
no. To be completely fair, when I was on a team with Death Final Boss Phase 2, he did take off D&D days when he needed to play games.
I did do that.
Oh. Not
You
for
did do that.
not for Grubs.
I got a voucher.
I did do that too.
No, I don't remember that for Grubs. Did you actually do that for Grubs?
Yes.
He probably didn't
Okay.
like that team as much as Final Boss Phase 2.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, which is respectable. I mean, like Final Boss Phase 2 is probably one of the greatest teams to ever touch the SDC.
it's
right,
true.
Death?
It's true. You
Well,
might have
well.
had like a 10 KDA on Grubs though, high key.
Look. If you go to Grubs, there are multiple times where I play on Saturday. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I'll
I'll check the receipts.
check them.
I'll check the receipts. Thank you for having me up here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, dude. What
Yeah,
have
that's pretty
anyone up
awesome.
to?
Also,
yeah.
Also, what about? So like, what if you could gamble though? You know, going back to that point.
Can I move into the audience?
No. But Ryan's the one who brought it up.
That's
It's
true.
not even.
That's
I'm
true,
down to
that's
start
true,
gambling.
that's true.
No,
Okay.
actually, wait, hold up.
Hold on.
No, I just had a great idea.
Wait, I'm kind of thinking of something too.
Okay, you go first.
No, you go first. You go first.
No, you go first.
I need to flesh out my idea in my head before I bring it up to the table.
Okay, my idea. All right. So remember how? Okay, no one else knows this. All right, hear me out, guys. Now, I need some opinions on this. Progression system. Now, hear me out.
Oh,
On the
okay.
website, you get points for winning game, and then you can get an arbitrary rank. You know what I'm saying? You get a little arbitrary rank that has nothing to do with anything except for that you can flex on other people. And then you can also get points by gambling with the arbitrary gambling points. Huh?
I mean, it could be kind of fun.
What I was thinking
No.
is.
Called Boss Coin.
What I was thinking is every game you go into, right?
Right.
You can like if the point spread is like less than 10-point difference, maybe you're allowed to, you know, request a gamble, right, with the other team or something like that. So you could be like, hey, I'm down to bet 10 points. And the other
Oh,
player
like your
down to-
standings
I'll bet-
points?
Maybe standings points. I was also thinking it could just be if you want it to be like a budget thing, kind of like SEC, like you could do those points.
I think
but
we're
standings
avoiding the
points
budget
are
things.
fun
We
too.
want to keep that. I think the way we have it's pretty unique and working well.
Then it would just be standings points.
So there's
right?
one massive issue I see with that.
Mhm.
We get to the last week of the season, the second to last week of the season. Okay, one team, they're not making playoffs. It makes it so easy to just giga win trade.
I see. Then what about you have to what about like instead of that you have accomplishments. So like if you get a pentakill, you get more points. Or if you end the game below like a certain time period, you get more
so
points.
these are I'm down for stuff like this. Like I said it earlier before you joined. Incentive points were intentionally kept low this season, and the for fun ones were kept to a minimum to make sure the system worked first. But I'm down to add more for season 2. So if you have any ideas for that, you can say them here. But also, I will likely forget a lot of them. So DM me, open a ticket, put in suggestions.
Why? But this is being recorded, no?
Yeah, I'm not gonna rewatch the entire VOD over and over. Let's be real. Like I can say I will, but if I'm being real, I won't. I don't want to lie to you. But I will, while we're here, tell you that you can put it through all these other different methods of communications, and I will see it multiple times.
Okay. I have another thing. Can you make the text on the website bigger so it's easy to see on stream?
Oh, on stream. No, but I'm gonna add different pages on the website specifically geared for the stream that are bigger.
Why not just make it available to everybody so that we can click on them too?
Because the formatting on the website gets really weird for different resolutions if I make it much bigger.
I see.
It gets weird for mobile too. But I'm just gonna make different pages that the stream pulls from. I'm also thinking of making. Okay, originally I was thinking of making a thing. I was thinking of making a page on the website that I could use as an overlay. That when a champion's picked, it like pulls up the stats for that champion in the league and overlays it on the champion on the stream. And then I kind of went crazy in my head, and now I have an idea of making an entire draft site. We'll see what happens. But if I do that, the draft site is gonna like pull stats from the league and stuff, have it up there for the players, all that kind of stuff. I think it'd be really cool. But that's like a long-term goal.
That leads me to my next thing.
Okay.
So the draft, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way?
Are you talking about player draft here? Like preseason player draft or like champion draft in game, like every game? Which draft are you talking about?
Draft.
Okay, player draft. Okay.
All right. So for player draft, are you gonna enable to I don't know. I'm just speaking to speak.
Did you have nothing? You were saying something? You were
just
hoping
said
you would come up with something?
He said he's speaking to speak.
You would come up with something.
Sometimes if you like start, right, words come out and you don't expect those words to come out, but then you're plugging.
Okay, to be fair, he's not that wrong about that. That does happen.
I'm just here because people are listening to me. That's pretty much it.
Right.
I support you.
Thank you, Domlax.
That's not on Max.
God damn, I'm out of here.
Sorry. See, this is what happens when I don't know people.
But you know Domlax.
This is what happens when, honestly, this is Domlax's fault. I blame him.
Right. All right. So, Death, is that all you have for us? Okay, he's gone.
He didn't even know. He didn't know himself if that was it.
Well, I guess while I'm still recording, does anyone have anything else they want to bring up about season 1? Any suggestions, thoughts, opinions, improvements,
Or even
ideas for season 2?
Thoughts on the upcoming season 2.
Any ideas before I stop this second recording? I'm uploading this as a separate video. It's going to be called Death's Invasion.
Theme like League? Oh yeah, that's actually a good idea. So I think the next theme would be called the Scuffy Yard.
Ooh.
We got Scuffy, bring Scuffy in on it.
Yeah. How do we do it though? I think one of the players in tier 2, not tier 3 or tier 1, that'd be boring. One of the players in tier 2 is fake and it's actually disguised. It's Scuffy in disguise. And when the captain picks him,
really
when the captain picks him, we just announce, "It's Scuffy!" And then they get Scuffy instead of whoever they actually picked.
Yeah, I'm sure that everyone will be really happy.
I think that'd go over really well. Thoughts, guys?
An elaborate story.
Go on.
Each season is a new chat Scuffy. I heard Scuffy and Sherman were doing earlier, by the way. Remember Sherman the Nazi.
Alright.
ARAM 1v1 for side select one person.
Fun fact, so Raze, did you just come up with that, or did you have that idea before? Or did you hear it before? You just came up with that? Okay, fun fact. If we had 12 teams for season 1, we were gonna do that. We literally had that planned, because you would have 11 matches, right? 11 players, 11 matches. Each player would get to 1v1 once, and that's how you determine side select for game 1. Just for game 1. And they'd have to show up early for it. It's like it'd be planned in advance. Yeah, I mean, if we notice it's taking too long, we just put restrictions on it to make it shorter.
It definitely would just have to be a list of banned characters.
That too, yeah. Like we could put restrictions on it to make it reasonable. I think it'd just be a fun little thing to do. And maybe like on top of that, whoever wins the 1v1 gets like 2 standings points or something. A little incentive there. But yeah, that is funny you say that, Raised, because we did actually have that idea if we had enough teams. We could still do it with less teams, we just didn't have time to think of a format for it.
I like having fun.
Having fun's good. Yeah, I mean... You're not wrong. I think the actual solution is just making the bar for winning lower instead of limiting champions.
Is that what they do in the LPL though? The 1v1?
I think they do. They at least did at some point. I don't know if they still do, but they did. I'm sure we could take that format and modify it a little bit, make it work.
What?
What the hell?
Okay. Every week what?
Oh god, like that one Michael Reeves video? The goldfish? You know what I'm talking about, right?
No, we'll make him eat a carrot. Whichever one eats the carrot the fastest. But as long as it's not Snowball. Snowball will win every single time. He eats so much. And he eats so fast. He doesn't even stop.
That would be really funny.
Imagine losing your series because of one of my rabbits.
Because one of your rabbits ate a carrot faster than the other. Oh, 100% we'd have it streamed. Everyone wins? How does everyone win? What about the person that loses side select? How does that team win?
No, I'm actually down for the first playoff to be like that, man. Like, imagine that. Or imagine every week you have to bet, and it's like every team has to bet on one of my 2 rabbits, and then like whatever one wins the carrot, that's the one that's like gets.
Oh, one thing I wanted to bring up, and low key, this is the only one I wish Death was here for input on. I mean,
No, you don't.
no.
You don't mean that.
It's one that he came up with. It's
Okay, well we have 7 people in the audience plus us 2.
I
so
thought.
I'm sure we
okay.
can figure something
Yeah,
out.
no. I feel like this season was lacking in terms of content created by the community, also known as I don't think there was any. So I was thinking we have room to add some like standings point incentives. Like maybe we could do it to where like every 2 weeks, if someone on your team posts like a quality piece of content, you get like 2 points or something. Just gonna keep content running in the league. It's like not like it's not like a season defining amount of points in any way. It likely won't even decide one team over another. It could, but it likely won't. And it keeps content running in the league, makes it more fun.
I'm totally down with that. 2 points.
Yeah.
Every week you get the.
Not every week, but maybe like every other week. Like maybe we like split the season up into like 2-week groups, and if you post content in this 2-week interval, you get the 2 points.
I think that could be good. I think that could be a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm totally down for the final boss money, man. The boss coin is a great idea.
Dude,
and the
I
arbitrary
think
ranks
I will say
the
I think
arbitrary
it
ranks,
could be fun. I think it could be fun, but I think it's also on the bottom of my priority list for things to add to the website. It's on there, but I think it's like pretty close to the bottom.
Time to get to work. Time to start working now. Andy, you need stuff. We're putting you to work. You need experience. Put him to work. Get him on it.
Any more ideas? Any more ideas? Keep the ideas flowing. I don't like this little state we're in. I need a new idea, even if it's bad. Half about.
I can get a guy who's got some bad ideas back.
To be fair, some of his ideas were good at a glance, and then you think about it for like 10 seconds, and you're like, Fearless season? I think I've been...
Okay. Ooh. Sorry, I just chimped out there for a second.
Yeah.
I think
Nice one, Race.
I think Fearless season. No, maybe, but like Fearless point thing. Like you get points for going Fearless to incentivize going Fearless.
Oh.
I actually forgot I was gonna bring this up. Imagine you go like your team chooses to go Fearless in a season in a series, and you'll get like a few extra points for it.
Okay. I think there would have to be some restrictions on that. Like I think like say for example, because like you can still do the thing kind of where you just swap your rosters out to avoid getting pools pinched, right? But like what if we did a thing to where like before the series you have to declare you're going Fearless, and then you have to have 3 players that play every game, all 3 games, or something like that, so that they're actually impacted by the Fearless.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good idea.
That could be interesting. And you get like what, maybe like 2 or 3 extra points for every game you win with that, or maybe just more, or maybe like if you win the series like 2 of the games, then you get like 5 extra points, something like that. What if you give up halfway through? That's why. Yeah, because if you declare it ahead of time, then you have to commit to it.
Yeah, you have to
or
follow
actually,
through with it.
hold on. You can. I think giving up halfway through is fine. You just don't get the points. Like the only benefit here is getting the points. If you lose all the benefit, then you can give up. I don't care. I don't think there's any downside to that.
I think the only downside is that the other team would be strategizing around it.
So, the problem we've seen with Fearless is that...
Yeah, you could just declare it every time then.
So there's a... Fearless in a system where it's 11-man rosters is pretty scuffed. Like, okay, I'm a fan of Fearless in general, especially when it's 5-man rosters, because it's consistent. But I feel like Fearless in 11-man rosters is pretty scuffed, because you can just... There's two things. One, you can swap out players to just avoid the penalties to Fearless. Or two, and on the flip side of it, two, say your team has a lot of players with small pools. The team you're going against has a lot of players with small pools. Okay, you guys are kind of in an even spot here. Swapping out players helps, but not that much. But say you're like schedule gapped, because it happens, and you can't swap out players, but the other team can. They just have like a massive advantage for things out of your control. Because I feel like schedule gap is already punishing enough in a league like this, where you have to get game counts in. You want everyone available to be able to switch up rosters as needed. It just kind of punishes it more. Not having those options some weeks, especially when there's Fearless. Like, at face value, I think Fearless is fun. I think Fearless is good. But in a format like this, I think there's situations in which it gets kind of scuffed, and I'd rather make it an optional thing, which is kind of something we can do with the point system, than make it forced. I hope that explanation makes sense.
I think the problem that we have with, well, that at least I have with Fearless is, I enjoy it. When I played comp, it's just, there's people who don't like it and people who, okay, the fact that the people who don't like it are probably more likely to not sign up than the people who just like it, and then it's just not gonna happen, if that makes sense. I feel like I just like spoke nonsense, but it made sense in my head.
I'm gonna attempt to say what I think you meant. I think you meant the people who don't like Fearless won't sign up if it is Fearless, but the people who do like Fearless will still sign up if it's not Fearless.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It just came out as like a cluttered phrase.
Because this is also meant to be like more of a for fun type of league than say like Aegis, Titan, etc. So I don't like expanding champ pools can be a good thing, but some people just don't want to. I don't want to force people to do that if they just want to play in a fun weekend league. I like it being an option. I like the kind of idea we just had where you can optionally declare Fearless ahead of a series and get some points for it, but I don't think it should be forced.
Going back to what Kel said though, I do agree that you could just declare it every single time, and that could be like an issue. So I do think there should be a minor penalty just so people don't do it and then just like, because like in like good faith it works, but without like I mean,
yeah, no, that's fair. That's completely fair. Yeah, okay. In that case, I think that's fair. I think you would have to declare it ahead of time and commit to it. Or we just have to rework it to work in some different kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
But if we did it like we were saying, then yeah, I think you'd have to declare it and commit. The only issue comes in is if, like, say 3 players play game 1, right? The same 3 players play game 2, but the other 2 get swapped out. Then game 3, oh no, one of them has an emergency, have to leave. Now what?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because stuff happens. We saw stuff like that happen this season, where people just had emergencies and had to go. There's nothing we can really do about that. Some stuff takes priority over fun weekend draft league. But I also don't want to penalize people for having lives and having obligations. So it'd feel kind of bad to penalize them for that. I don't know. I think there's a way this works. We just have to figure that way out. And honestly, odds of something like that happening, very, very low. It just could happen. So I think, at the end of the day, we could just still do a system like that for optional Fearless and think of ways to account for potential deviations instead of changing the whole system. It's something to think about. That's an idea raised. I don't think anyone's calling for Flame Horizon ahead of time though. If minus points is the penalty.
I am.
No, fair enough.
If I'm against the worst player in the draft, I'm calling for a Flame Horizon.
I think something like that, a modified version of that could be fun.
I don't really think it's a bad idea, to be honest.
Yeah, no,
I just think that like.
Yeah, I think the goals would have to be different. We'd have to think about the goals for it. I will say, I'm glad I started recording again. The first recording was 13 minutes. This one's already going on 30. Oh, let me actually cancel the other upload. I never canceled it.
I was gonna say you could just combine the two.
Yeah, might as well at this point. Let me delete it. All right.
I thought a fun way to earn points would be a wild card one, like an ARAM, where you can where you get 3 champions picked for you by a staff member, and then you have to pick one of the 3 champions in the game. I'd have to really think about it more, but I think that'd be pretty cool.
Could be. I think it couldn't be worth too many points though, because it's pretty RNG. What if you roll 3 champions and you just get one that you would blind anyway? You just get free points for nothing.
I mean, sure, that's the gamble of it though, right?
Yeah. It would feel pretty bad though.
The chances that you get Nidalee, Callista, and
oh, for sure. I'm just thinking of the situation to where obviously it's really really niche situation, likely won't ever happen. But I'm just thinking of the situation to where okay, say this is worth 2 points, and they're 1 point behind a team to get into playoffs, and they gamble it, get lucky, and just get a champ they play anyway. Okay, they just got into playoffs for nothing essentially.
Yeah.
Obviously, very niche, very unlikely situation. Just want to account for everything. I think one way you could do it is maybe instead of rolling 3, pick 1. It could be roll 2, pick both. But worth more points than the roll 3, pick 1 would have been. Which I guess you could still get RNG'd on it, and then it'd be more points. So that'd be, I don't know. We could think about that one. I don't think it's a bad idea. I think we just have to make it, or account for the outlier possibilities.
I think the Fearless one is definitely not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I believe we said another one earlier.
The content one.
No, I can't even. The content one. And then potentially this one if done right.
Yeah. I think 4 that for sure we should do, or 3 that we for sure should do, is increasing bold points, increasing unique champ points, and the content one. I think it might be a good idea to wait on Fearless until we see how increasing unique champions plays out. Because that might increasing unique champion points might result in enough champion diversity to where Fearless doesn't really matter that much. Especially if it's optional Fearless. So I think those 3 for sure we should do, and then we can maybe workshop the other ones. I think Fearless probably.
Do that, or it would heavily incentivize Fearless.
Yeah, it'd kind of compound on each other, and it might end up being too many points.
I don't know. The seasons aren't long, anyways.
Yeah, I think Fearless probably better idea to be delayed till 3 till we see how Unique Champions plays out. But I'm down to revisit it the next season. See if it's still a good idea. I think the Roll Champions one could be fun. I think that we could workshop that one and make it work. But I think the first 3 for sure we should do.
Yeah, I agree. I think bold definitely just needs to be worth more. I think if bold was worth more, it'd be elite.
Yeah. It was only worth 1 point now because I don't want people abusing it, but like 3-4 points I think could be fine. I think 3 points is probably good value for it. Any other ideas, audience?
Well, Dom is typing. He has something to say.
The lax.
Don't be known by the lax. He's got that new podcast coming out, Relax with Dom Lax.
Have a random bonus thing bump up in points per season? What do you mean? Like, yeah, that's a good idea. Come up to the stage. Elaborate.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hey.
What's up, Beast?
What's up, man? So like how you were saying, you would have like bold be up a certain number of points. The way to incentivize doing those extra things would be maybe like per season, kind of just have like an extra one give you, or like say if one's not being utilized for a long time, just be like, oh, well, no one's really hit this mark. Maybe bump it up by like X, like an X factor, like three times or something like that, you know, or whatever denomination works.
Oh, yeah. I think generally that's probably the plan. If something isn't being used, I'm assuming what you're saying is like, if we see at the end of the season, look back at the season, okay, this wasn't really shot for much at all, bump it up for the next season.
Or like,
oh, a multiplier weekend. Wait, hold on, I kind of just spaced out there for a second, and then I looked at the chat, like a multiplier weekend, like where certain things are worth more points.
Yeah, so like there's like 1 week of the series where like everyone's playing unique champions or something like that even.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
dude. Wait, actually that actually cooks. It's like double XP weekends on COD.
Okay, wait. Hold on. Back up.
Yeah.
I think it's a fun idea. I think it could be a horribly imbalanced idea. Because like what if like, okay, bold weekend, right? We announced it a couple days before. You're on a team, you planned on like low pointing that weekend. Now the team that against you can go bold and likely win all the games and have a huge advantage.
No way we would announce it the day before. We'd have to make it like set out before. We'd have to be on the schedule.
Yeah,
that's fair. That's fair.
If we put it on the schedule, then there's no that eliminates that issue completely.
Like week 4, for instance, let's say there's a team like,
and it wouldn't be every weekend. It would only be like 1 or 2 at the most.
Yeah, exactly. So it'd be
a
like
minority, but it would be your chance. It would be like your chance to like really like secure your like lead against like whoever's like your second to first place difference maybe, or your
or like
third to second.
A bump for like the last team or something. Right?
Yes,
not
something that
might
like put them in contention for like a team that's performing pretty poorly.
I feel like I gotta think about this because I feel like this has potential to go completely wrong, and I think it's a good idea if worked out well, but I think it's hard to work it out well. Yeah, I agree.
It's gonna be balancing and stuff. It's gonna take balancing, but
because what Eric's saying is also a possibility. Like if you're just against, exactly, because that's a lot of points.
Yeah.
Like or say we make like let's use the 3 times bold weekend as an example, right? Say we up bold 3 points. Now bolds were 3 times that. Each game you win with bold is almost 2 wins. If you sweep a series, that's 3 extra wins almost of points, which is a lot.
I mean, we could balance it accordingly. I feel like there's like a world where it does, or like at the very least, maybe do like 1 game, you get a 3x to it or something like that. It's only 1 game in the series, right? Instead
maybe.
Of like,
I mean, that's still a whole extra win.
I agree. It's just
I'm
thinking about it.
But Cal, only half the teams go up.
It would be the teams that win, right?
Yeah, you only get bold for winning. Because otherwise you could just low point and use bold and just have no penalty for that. You just get free points for losing.
Or
maybe... I think everyone would just I think that just incentivizes like high pointing, like I know like sometimes there'll be situations where one captain just gets high pointed a lot, right? I think this just further incentivizes that. Like everyone will just mark like the team they think is the worst and just high point them all season, and then they'll have a terrible season.
Yeah, that's fair. It's I think that there should be a catch up mechanic though, because or something like that. That's not like too.
My main issue with the catch-up mechanic is I mean, like, the whole thing a catch-up mechanic does is it rewards being at the bottom. You know what I mean? Like, if you lose a lot in the beginning of the season, it rewards that. And you could then potentially get above teams that are just better than you and playing better than you because of the catch-up mechanic.
Right.
Like, I like these type of ideas. They sound fun in theory, but I also want to keep balance as well, and you find, like, a middle ground.
That's totally fair. I'll brainstorm it a little bit, see what I can come up
no
with.
problem.
Maybe we can get something there.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
thanks for having me up here.
Of course. Always willing to hear out ideas, but I'm also not afraid to shut them down if I think they won't work. But yeah.
I like that he is so much. It's plus 10 points for your team to seal in it. Wait, that's actually not a good. That's not a bad idea though. Like, hold on. We gotta let Eric cook here. Because he's actually
I don't think there's anything else to it.
I like where he's going. I like the direction he's going in a lot.
I don't think there's a direction. I think it's the destination.
Man, wait, that sounds cool though, doesn't it? I mean, I don't really know what other. I don't know what else like there is that I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, we're just kind of reading ideas from the audience, right?
Yeah, I mean, like,
yeah. We haven't really brought up.
Dude, I really like that, like that COD idea a lot.
I mean, I think it sounds fun, but it also seems really bad for the teams that lose that weekend. Like, it could low-key just warp a season completely on that one weekend. Because the issue is the incentive that gets multiplied for the incentive that gets multiplied to not be worth too much on the multiplier weekend. It has to be worth so little that people aren't going to go for it outside of that weekend. So it's like one or the other. People are either only going to go for it on that weekend, or like what am I trying to say? No, I mean, yeah, they're either only going to go for it on that weekend, or it's just going to be worth too much on that weekend.
I mean, it's fair. I don't disagree.
Any more ideas, audience?
I mean, we just shot like 40 ideas.
We did.
Like back to back.
That was
so.
good. That was good. I think, at the very least, even if a lot of ideas didn't make it through the first phase, we kind of have a more clear idea of what we're looking for.
Final Boss Guild and WoW. Let's raid together. I've never played WoW one time. I'm playing Morrowind right now, raised.
Alright. Well, it seems like just about wrapped up here. So I'm going to go ahead and end the VOD for real this time. If anyone has any more ideas, I've said it a million times in this VOD. You know where to send them. Adios.
Bye.